Alright, so here it is. This is the bag that it came with. Now, I'm not really judging or whatever, but you know, all of my other power supplies came in a box. This is the only one that's ever come in a bag, which is very strange. It's not very confidence inspiring. I just want to preface this video actually. Give me 1 second. I want to preface this video. Heed my advice, please, to anybody building a computer. Your power supply is the one thing that you do not want to cheap out on. This is literally the heart, the lifeline of your system. If your power supply blows or stops working or anything, or overdraws current, underdraws current, whatever, it can damage other components in your system. So please heed my warning. Do not just buy the cheapest power supply you can for your system. Also, make sure that your power supply that you buy has the correct wattages you need for all the components. This one is 250 watts, which should be plenty for all the components that I plan on using it with, if I even use it. Up for debate in the comments. Should I use it or should I not? If not, it's fine. I have a Dell OEM that I can use that I could have got on Amazon for cheaper than this thing, but I wanted to use an actual power supply that wasn't an OEM one because I feel like it makes more sense. But regardless of that preface, let's just get right into this thing, because boy, is it rough. Oh yeah. Ain't that just confidence inspiring? Game power supply. That says game right there. This is the only thing that's on it. It says professional power supply. They didn't even mark. They don't even have a 250 watt option, which is, this is supposed to be 250 watts. This is the damage that was already done to the box. I did open it to see if, you know, everything came in there, make sure there was no actual damage to it, because it came in this bag. This box was damaged like this when it arrived. It looks like it's been dropped on its corner. Hopefully that's okay. Also was dropped on this corner. It's actually pretty heavy. I'm not gonna lie. It's heavier than the Smart Thermaltake power supply that I have that is supposed to be 450 watts. So use that information as you wish. I still would not recommend buying this power supply. This is strictly entertainment purposes and a little bit of education. Make sure you're using a good power supply with the correct wattages, and you should be fine. You shouldn't get any damage to your computer or anything. If you're really that worried about it, they have a tier list for the power supplies. You can go and look on there. I have not looked this one up. I imagine it's pretty low on the list, considering there's no like manufacturer information on here whatsoever. 100% high pot and burn-in tech. I do that. Anyway, let's see. Oh, rough. This is the thinnest cord for a power supply that I have ever seen. Like, I know it might not be the best comparison, but look, this is the power supply for my computer. Look at the difference in how thick the wire is. I would not recommend using this for anything other than an old monitor. Even then, I would use it with caution, because this does not inspire confidence in my purchase so far. Oh boy, that is a power supply. One thing I can say is the weight is not the wires. It is actually heavy on the inside of the power supply. So right out of the gate, pretty significant damage. that's very much damaged, and I can't just, it's not something I can just pop back in place. It has a switch for 230 and 115. I guess that's okay. Most of these cheap power supplies don't have the switches. Now don't get me wrong, there is a possibility that this is a usable power supply. It's just the cheapest one on Amazon. Like, I've searched up power supply priced high to low, and this is the first power supply that was an actual power supply and wasn't an OEM. It was $32. Well, not 20. It's like $10 cheaper than the Thermaltake Smart Power Supply. So that should tell you the quality that you should expect out of something like this. Let me see. Oh yeah, damage. That corner's okay, but that whole front thing is about to pop out, which is a little bit scary. The inside, it just kind of looks like, a cheap power supply, for real. Also, notice how that switch is held in by screws that aren't even black. Like, you couldn't even get black screws? Really? That's not cool. Here's the number. You look it up or whatever, I don't care. That screw's not screwed in all the way. The other ones are fine. This is the bottom. It's missing a screw right there. There should be screws in all the holes. That screw is missing. You can see the damage, like how bulged it is from the side. And I'm looking at it straight on. You can see how it bulged. That's not good. Anyway, let's look at this stuff. Yeah, see, it's supposed to be a 250 watt. It says it does have a 12 volt rail. Made in China. There's nothing wrong with it being made in China or anything, but just saying, it's made in China. There's more damage right there. This did not come from overseas. I didn't get it shipped from overseas. It took 1 day to get here. It was an Amazon Prime. That was another thing, was the one that all the cheap stuff that I ordered, it has to be Amazon Prime, 1 or 2 day shipping. Just so that I know that it's readily available for anybody who wants to buy it, just in case, it turns out being a good deal or not being a scam, or, you know what I mean? Not only for myself, but also for all of you who are watching. So, okay, I'm not going to leave a link because I'm not going to be responsible for somebody burning their house down. Hopefully, understandably. Anyway, back into the actual power supply. Let's see what connectors it has, because this looks just like a blacked out OEM Dell power supply or something, So I want to see if it actually has a GPU connector or if it doesn't, because that is a big question. Because if it does, I'm going to call bullshit, because there is absolutely no way that this power supply can support a graphics card as well as like a CPU and all the motherboard and everything else. There's no way that it supports all of that under 250 watts. We've got Molex, has the SATA, has the 10-pin motherboard connector. What is the CPU connector? Oh no. Okay, do not buy this.